Hi and welcome. This is my FlossTube channel and my name is Kelly. And it's July 31st and it's still hot here in upstate New York, and other than that, all is well. I thought I would come back since it's the end of the month and just show you the stitching that I've managed to do in the last couple of weeks, and to show you my plans for August. And I say plans very loosely because I rarely make plans, because I find my plans are always subject to change, and I can almost hear God laugh every time I say I have a plan. Yeah. Anyway, it's called Arbitrary August, and it sounds like it's right up my alley because that's pretty much how I roll. It's all pretty arbitrary, but we'll talk about that more in a little bit. Okay, a couple minutes in and I've already had a Wally interruption. He and Kitten really don't like each other, but oh well, that's the breaks. Anyway, where was I? Stitching. It's been a pretty productive couple of weeks, I guess, for stitching. Not as much as most probably, but I haven't stitched as much as some people do, so it's all good. I thought I would start and show you my Guardians of Notre Dame piece because I am pretty happy with this. The August piece comes out tomorrow from Brittany, but right now this is where mine stands. I've managed to get the whole frame closed, and that happened with kind of smoothly. Maybe a hiccup, but not too bad. And I also finished all my beading, and I even beaded the center part. So I am really rather happy with that. The black on the bottom got a little crooked, but that's okay. And the beads in those sections are a little bit different. So they are different sizes a little bit. And mostly I did clear, but then I also did a blue, a purple, a green, and a pink to go along with the colors that Brittany had charted for the Guardians. So yeah, I am really pretty happy with this, and I can't wait to see what this coming month is going to look like for this panel. Yeah, that's fun. Oh, and besides the beading, I also have been putting some Kreinik in each of the Guardians, also right around the foreheads, to look like light glistening off the stained glass. So, and that has been a lot of fun. And that should come out tomorrow for August. And another piece that I've been working on, this was a new start this month. This month has been kind of hard for my family. I had 4 dogs, and my 2 oldest dogs, who were they were each about 9 years old, which isn't terribly old, but they both had cancer. And this month they were both laid to rest. So it's been a little bit of a hard month. But I know that they'll both be, in heaven, and they'll be there to greet us. So it's all good. So anyway, this is a Nora Corbett Mill Hill pattern, and it is Christmas Eve Couriers, and this reindeer is Vixen because our pit bull's name was Vixen. She was a really wonderful dog. So I thought I would do the Christmas Eve Courier in her honor. And I've already done Rudolph, and he'd come out kind of large. Let me go get him, and I'll be right back, because I'll show you the size difference. Okay, that was quick. This is Rudolph, and as you can see, he's a pretty good size. And for this piece, and he has all of his beautiful beads, and I really love him. And this is an 18 count opalescent white Ada that I hand dyed myself, and these are all beads out of my stash. And I believe, yeah, I stitched him over 4 squares, so he is really large. He should be half this size. And so for Vixen, I'm only doing her over 2. And I don't think I can hold them up side by side, but as you can see, there is quite a size difference. This is over 2 threads on Ada, and this is over 4 threads. I really like the over 4, but to do 8 reindeer and a sleigh this size would be really large. And I thought maybe I would make Rudolph and the sleigh bigger, and then do the rest of the reindeer kind of as motifs around it. But this is how far I've gotten with Vixen, and I really love it. I think that these are beautiful, and yeah, I'm having a really good time stitching. They're really not hard stitches. There are a lot of beads, but it's not hard stitching. So I highly recommend them. And there is a Facebook group, and it is Nora Corbett's Christmas Eve Couriers. And check it out. Oh, I should show you this too. So I was going to do them over 1. Now this is over 2. This is how big it would be over 1, and this is not quite big enough. So I did start over on this one. I think that's over 1. Yeah, that's over 1. Well, this is over 1 also. I'm sorry, this is over 1. This fabric just wasn't big enough. So what I may do is this part right here is actually this. So what I may do on this little one is I may just do like a portrait type of a Vixen and do the head with the bow and the chest area and some of the beads, and do a small partial one, and then do the whole piece that way. But this is over 1, and it's 2 over 1, and I kind of wish that I had done it 1 over 1, but hey, that's okay. I like it. It's really nice. So that was that, and let's see if I can find this other piece. There was a freebie that I'd started during Stitch Mania, and it was, as I knock things over, excuse me. I'll show you the chart quickly. This is a freebie. And it's called Buzzing Around Biscornu, and I did not do it as a Biscornu, and it's not finished yet. But it is a Barbara Anna design, and it's provided by, this was provided by Cyber Stitchers at www.cyberstitchers.com. And I showed this on Instagram, and I'd actually sewn it together like a little pin cushion type thing. I'd left the edge open, and then I realized after all that I hadn't put the wings on. So sewn together like this, I went back and had to stitch the wings on. So they're not too bad. It wasn't as easy as it would have been if I had realized it before I stitched it, but or closed it up, I guess. And I don't know how I'm going to fully finish it. I did have a little bit of trouble closing up that side because this green quilted fabric that I picked for the back, which I really love, is very, it was fraying something awful. So I kept losing ground trying to sew it closed. But I am going to put like a couple of flower beads, maybe 3 really small flower beads in the center of it. Even though I didn't do it as a Biscornu, I just made it all on the same level all the way around. But I really like that. if I could hold on to it, because it's very small. But that's a buzzing around bee biscornium. So that was fun. And then for the last, I don't know, 3 days maybe, I decided to pull out one of my Hades and work on a Hade. And this is a mini, and the artist is Sheila Rayanne, and it's the mini Cheshire Cat. Now this Hade is beautiful. It's a mini, so it's not huge, but, and it only has 16 colors, because it's all shades of black, gray, and white, which I really love, and I thought would be oh so easy, but let me tell you, 16 colors, a load of confetti. I mean, we're talking serious confetti. And that's as far as I've gotten. And if you look at the picture, you can see that there's a moon or a white globe right here, and it has some krennic around it. And if you look at the picture, it's actually that little moon right up there. So although it says mini, even the minis are really teeny tiny, and they're a lot of stitching. But, and this is my second or third start on this one, because I kept not liking the fabric I was doing it on. And this is, I believe, 18 count Magic Guide. Yeah, so I'm having a good time stitching it. This is just one thread, full cross. And that has been pretty much my stitching for the last couple of weeks in July. One finished, which isn't bad, though buzzing around biscornium. I wouldn't call it fully finished because I still have some beading and stuff I would like to put on it, and maybe some outside trim. But for all intents and purposes, the stitching itself is done. So, I have posted a few other videos in the interim in the last couple of weeks. I think I did a clay video maybe, and a journaling video. And I have a few other things that I need to do in the next few days. So I hope that you have been enjoying them, and that you will take the time to maybe take a look at them. I appreciate it. And I also wanted to mention that I live in Cambridge, which is about an hour from Albany, New York. And Albany, Troy, and Schenectady are like Tri-Cities, and it's called the Capital District. And on Facebook, there is a Capital District Stitchers group, and it's run by Terry, and they met last Saturday at Terry's house, and I really wanted to go. Right now, unfortunately, it's not working into my schedule because I'm kind of chauffeuring my granddaughters a little bit right now. My older granddaughter, Jacqueline, is hopefully going for her 5-hour course tomorrow, and hopefully within the next month, maybe, we'll have a driver's license. But she's working at Hannaford, and the end of August, she will be starting classes at a community college in Troy, New York, where she'll be taking her senior year of high school. So it's all very exciting, but we're trying to get that kind of stuff all wrapped up, driver's license and car and all that. So needless to say, I kind of missed the stitching group, which made me a little sad. And they're also arranging a retreat in the Capital District for October. And that is also on Facebook. And I don't have the information off the top of my head because I have too many things buzzing around in my head. So I will try to remember to link all that below. It's not really expensive. I think the hotel and food for the 2 or 3 days is like $200, so not bad. They already have 13 people signed up, and originally they were only going to do 10 slots, but they're still taking more people, to my knowledge. So I will put the links down below. I don't know still if I'm going to be able to go, but I'm hopeful. Fingers are crossed anyway. Let's see. I did have some haul. Not a lot. I've got my Farmhouse Christmas Cock-a-Doodle-Doo by Little House Needleworks, which is... Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a minute. Kitten was a little in distress, so I had to stop and clean her up. But we're good, we're back. And I was showing the Little House Needleworks Farmhouse Christmas, and this is the 7th block, I think, of a 9-part series, and I haven't even started this yet. I hope to start it. I showed 2 pieces of fabric in my last video that I'd gotten from 123 Stitch. One was a blue, and the other's a tan, and or gray and tan. But I'm thinking about over dyeing whichever one I choose to use, but I got one of each just to see which I preferred. So, Farmhouse Christmas. Not that I need any more stuff to stitch, because I definitely already have enough. And then I got the rest of my order that was on back order from 123 Stitch. And if you remember, I had the 3 Wise Men. It was a full coverage piece, and it had a lot of yellow in the background. And so this 3854 was on back order, so I got 4 skeins of that. And then, because I have said before I'm crazy, I also got this. It's a shepherd's bush, and it's Star of Wonder, Star of Light, and that's what that looks like. And there's buttons across the bottom. There's a baby Jesus and an angel and shepherds, I think, and a shepherd and a wise man. Oh, Mary and Joseph, a sheep, the baby Jesus, a wise man, and a couple of stars. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the stitching, and then I'm going to make the buttons myself out of polymer clay. So, that should be a lot of fun. And then I also got a couple of Foxwood crossings, because I love these little sleds. I don't have any. I've got to get the sled parts, but I thought that was really pretty. That's River Road Church, which is a bonus rectangle ornament. And let me open that up. So there are actually 4 patterns of the same thing, just different shapes in the package. Which I think is really beautiful. And fairly small, so who knows? Might actually be able to finish them. And then I got a second one called Harrisburg Winter. Let me take that out of the plastic so you can see it without too much glare. Isn't that beautiful? Covered bridge. We have lots of covered bridges in this area. And one of those covered bridges over on 313, which isn't too far from my home, is a covered bridge that leads across the Bat and Kill River to, I just had his name in my head, Norman Rockwell's house. His old family home is, you can go across a covered bridge to get to that, not too far from here. And then I also got this Little Britters It's Buttercup Designs, and it's He's the Reason. And so there's that. I really think that that's beautiful. And that has a baby Jesus too, and I will probably also try to make that myself. And that is it for my haul. Let's see. Oh, my plans. See, I never do plans, so I don't even think plans. So today is July 31st. Tomorrow's August 1st, and my Guardian of Notre Dame should arrive in my email, so I'll have that to stitch, which I have made no plan for, have no room for in my plan. None whatsoever. Arbitrary August. I'm not sure if that's Stitchin' Mommy. Hi, Sarah. Who has that? Because my brain isn't working right now. Nothing new with that. But what I did, I know that a lot of people are using random number generator and working whips, which is what I've decided to do, but I've already done my random number generator. So I have 33 whips, works in progress, not including my heids. So, or my stitch-alongs. So I didn't include the large full coverages, nor did I include my stitch-alongs in my Arbitrary August idea. What I did do was I wrote down all of the starts that I had in my journal that I haven't finished. And I numbered them 1 to 33. And I put that into the random number generator. And I've decided that I would do a different stitch just to get a few stitches into every one of my works in progress so I can remind myself of where I stand with them. And so I made myself a chart and I divided my weeks into five days. And this is how it laid out. So week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's the extra day at the, well, not an extra day, but a 1-day block at the end. So, and this is only August. It's just I included weekends. I just knocked it all down to 5 days segments. So the first piece I'm going to be working on is my Leaping Rabbit. And the last piece for the month will be Lady Alexandra. There are 33 whips. There's only 31 days. So there are 2 whips that didn't come out in the random number generator. And I did just keep doing the random number generator. If it came up with a number that had already come out, I just kept going until I had every whip accounted for. So the 2 that didn't come out, and I was a little disappointed, is BB-8. Which I would have really liked to have stitched on some more, so he'll have to fit in somewhere in August or September. And also is What's She Up To Now, which anyone who saw my Mania plans would have seen that piece because I started it during Mania. So that'll be 31 different projects for the month of August, all already started. I did leave myself space because I usually make myself up a linear chart by day, and then I color in. I write the name of the piece and then color a square for the days that I work on it. I'd show you a sample of that, but I don't have it up here with me. So all I did was I took the days of the week for August, and then I wrote the random number generator numbers, and then I just wrote the pieces that for each of the days. And then the other days are just on the back. And all I did was fold that section over. So, I do have space here, like I'll write in any extra stitching that I do. And down here, I actually left a column for the heids, and I marked days out. I'm out of step with everybody else. I did not start 100 days of Haid on the 1st of July. I actually started it around the 20... Let's see, the first would be day 5, so this is day 4, so I started it around the 26th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 30th. Around the 26th. So I started around the 26th of July. So what I'm going to do is try to get a few stitches into one of my heids every day also. So I do have that written along the bottom. And tomorrow would be day 5. So, and I will just write in on this line going down what the Haid title is. And that way if I want to change and do something different, I can. And I like having a track to see what I've actually been working on. I don't generally count my stitches. I would say in the last 3 days, this mini Cheshire Cat, I've probably put around, I don't know, 600 to 800 stitches in it. I don't stitch many hours straight. I enjoy stitching, but my eyes get tired and I move on to other things. So, yeah, but I enjoy it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I was going to show you the first 5 things I was going to work on in August and where I started. But I think what I'm going to do is I will do a picture before I start, and then I'll show you my progress in the video. But then for the next week, I'm going to try to remember to show you where I stand on each of the pieces, and then going forward, I'll just show you the progress that I've made. Maybe. We'll see. Loose plans. And as always, subject to change. But I'm hoping to be able to stick with this and do it. I didn't do Jessie Marie's Sal for her 5th anniversary, but I do wish her a happy anniversary for her 5 years. I just knew I had too much stuff going on to actually do all the days. Okay, well, I think that's all I have to talk about for this video. I've been kind of scattered. I fell a couple of times yesterday, and at my age it's not fun to fall down. So I'm a little stiff and I'm a little out of sorts. I'm fine. You know, I didn't get hurt. I skinned a knee and I bruised my shoulder, but all told it wasn't catastrophic. But anyway, thank you for watching my video. I sincerely appreciate it. And I am sending all good vibes and happy thoughts, as well as wishes for happy stitches. Be kind and be courageous. And until the next time, God bless. Bye.